All right, so I wanted to share something with you guys and gals out there that you may find useful. Now, I can't take credit for this idea, and for all I know, there's already dozens of videos about this, and so I'm not trying to say that I came up with anything. This was brought to my attention by a friend of mine that I work with. Uh, One of the things that I really like to do with PlayStation 4 and Xbox One is to run Spotify in the background when I'm playing certain games. Some games that are open world, you have to do a lot of traversing. You're doing a lot of the same thing where you're going over the landscapes with a horse or a vehicle or something, and you're just going from point A to point B. You're spending a lot of time just, again, driving or riding on horseback, and you're either stuck with the soundtrack that the game offers or possibly even no music, depending on the game we're talking about. A good example for me would be Saints Row. I like playing Saints Row 3 and 4 on the Switch, but I don't really like the soundtracks that those games have. For me, I'm a big fan of 70s and 80s rock and pop. There's not a lot of that in Saints Row 3 and 4. There's a few hit songs, but after a while you get tired of listening to them. And it would be nice to have Spotify to run in the background while you're playing those games. And on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, you can do that, and PC as well, of course. But with the Switch, there is no Spotify app, which is kind of a problem. But there is a workaround. What I have here is an auxiliary cable, but it's no ordinary auxiliary cable. This right here has two male ports, as you can see, and one female port. The female port is for your headphones, and the two male ports, well, one you plug into your Nintendo Switch, and the other you can plug into your smartphone or your iPod if people still use those, whatever device you want your music to come from, essentially. And you'll have both sounds, the Switch and your phone, come through your headphones. And it's just like having Spotify on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, because you can adjust the volume to where you can have the music kind of low and have the sound effects from the game be up a little higher than that, and have it sound more natural, have it sound like you're playing like GTA 5, and you have the radio going, but you still hear all of the other sounds of the world in the background. It's just like that. So yeah, there you go, $8, and you can have Spotify integration or Apple Music. I mean, this is the nice thing about this, is you're not limited to just Spotify. You can use any music service you want. You could use YouTube if you want. Anything you want to have running in the background as a music source or podcast even. It's fantastic. So this really enhances my experience with a lot of games like Saints Row, or really just any game where I have to do a lot of traversal and I want something in the background to listen to. $8 for this cable. I'll post a link in the description to Amazon if you're interested in picking this up. For me, this was the only one I could find in terms of this kind of cable. There are other cables on there that have the two male ports, but you have to be careful when you're buying these, because some of these are for like a computer, like a PC, where you have a headset jack and you have a audio jack. With this, though, this is specifically for having two audio sources come through your headphones. So, yeah, just go to the link in the description, though. Look at that set, and maybe you can go on a different website, or maybe you can just look on Amazon and find a different pair of auxiliary cables than the ones I was able to find that suit your needs or that look better to you. I've had no issues with these. Like, the audio quality is pretty much perfect to my ears. The only thing that I've noticed is some kind of static interference whenever you move the cables around, or whenever you move like one of these male jacks around. I think maybe it has something to do with them getting too close. I don't think these aren't radio shielded, I don't think. In terms of moving this one around, that doesn't really cause any problems for me, the one with your headphone jack. But that's really the only issue that I've personally had. And the cable is on the long side, which, if you're far away from your setup, is a good thing. But you can always just, if it's too long for you, you can always just wrap a bread wrapper around it, excuse me, or something like that, and shorten the cable. But yeah, I just wanted to pass that along. Like I said, maybe this is common knowledge, and I just didn't really know about it until somewhat recently. Again, this was brought to my attention by a friend that I work with, and I'm very glad that he brought it up because, like I said, it's really enhanced my experience. And you could use this with anything. Like, it doesn't have to be the Nintendo Switch. If you're still someone that's using their PlayStation Vita, you could use it with that. You could use it with a Nintendo DS, a 3DS, Wii U gamepad. I mean, the options are essentially limitless as long as the device has a 3.5 millimeter jack in the top of it, like the Nintendo Switch. You're good to go. So, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comments. Did you know about this? Is this something that's common knowledge? And if not, are you planning on trying this out? Let me know, and let me know what you think of it. And thanks for watching.